Hello everyone, it is great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we are going to make French toast bread pudding. Now I have had this before, but I don't think I've had it out of hot dog buns. I have a ton of hot dog buns left. I had a class reunion party in our pavilion the other day, and we were going to have hot dogs and pizza. Well, I ordered the pizza, that came fine, but I put the hot dogs on. They were Sugardale hot dogs. Put them in water on a skillet, forgot all about them, and then I was going to fry them in butter. Well, I forgot all about them. Came back. They were like massive size, like as if they absorbed all the water. They split apart. They were just hideous. So I ended up throwing them all out, and I had some other chicken. I had frozen chicken, little barbecue bites. That's what we used. So I have hot dog buns left. Yes, Doug said, Tanya, you are such a professional in the kitchen. Yes, I am. I can make hot dogs explode. Okay, let's move on though. So I am going to double the recipe, but I will give you the ingredients for an 8x8 pan. So for a single recipe, you will use an 8x8 baking dish greased, 4 rounded cups of bread, hand torn into 1-inch pieces. Well, this is hot dog buns, and that was 4 hot dog buns there. I'm going to double it, and I'm going to use the whole pack. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/2 cup sugar, 1/4 cup of maple syrup. It says real 100% maple syrup, not flavored maple syrup. So, you know, I always use the flavored stuff. So I actually had to stop at the store, pick up real maple syrup, and it's a lot more expensive than the flavored stuff. So, anywho, I'm going to use it for this recipe. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1.5 cups of milk. It says the higher the fat content, the better, so I'm going to use whole milk today. 4 eggs, slightly beaten, and 2 teaspoons, it says, of raw sugar for topping. But you can also substitute that for brown sugar, regular sugar, or cinnamon sugar mixture if you like cinnamon. Any of the above. So let's get started. I'm going to double everything, so just ignore me, but if you are using an 8x8, you will not be using as much as I am today. So first it says melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a frying pan on medium-low heat. Let's go ahead. You would put 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan to melt. I'm going to put 4. This will stay good in the fridge for up to 5 days and in the freezer for up to 3 months. Of course, you want to wrap them up properly while you're storing them, but that way, like today, I'll make a bunch of this. I had hot dog buns to get rid of. I had milk I needed to use up, eggs, all kinds of stuff. The only thing I didn't have in the house was real maple syrup. I was tempted to use the fake stuff, but I thought, I better not. Just in case, just in case. So I spent $5.99 at Giant Eagle for an 8 fluid ounce. I'm sure I could have ordered it online, maybe for cheaper, I don't know. But today I wasn't in the mood to wait for it to come. You know, you have to wait 2 whole days. And I wanted it today. Okay, so we've melted our 2 or 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a frying pan. Add the bread and saute for 3 to 4 minutes. Boy, that sucked up that butter real quick. Remember, you'll have some leftover butter then. You can go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to use a 9x13. If you're only using the single size, do an 8x8. The bread should start to get a little brown on some of the sides. All right, I'm going to put the other pats of butter in. And then what you're going to do is saute it for another 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure the butter gets melted all around in there. Won't take it long to melt. I'm going to go ahead and put my toasted buns in the pan. Make sure it is greased. I'll just spread that around a little bit. I love bread. I love bread. I love toast. I love, you know, just anything made with bread, which is not good. Okay. So next, it says in a medium bowl, combine sugar, salt, maple syrup, and vanilla extract. So you would be using a 1/2 cup of sugar. I am going to be using a cup. You would be using a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, the real deal, the real McCoy. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, I shall be using 2. 1/4 teaspoon salt, I will be using half a teaspoon. Okay, so we'll go ahead, stir that around. Then we're going to add the eggs and the milk and beat until fully combined. I'm just going to lightly beat my eggs before I put them in the dish. You would be using 4, I am using 8. You will be using 1½ cups milk, and I will be using 3. And I'm going to get my little mixer out here. Make sure all the sugar's mixed up in there before we pour it on. So I'm going to take a spoon and mix it a little bit better. Then what you're going to do is pour that over the toast mixture. So kind of go over it so it gets even. Next, we'll sprinkle the sugar on top, which is either going to be 2 or 4 teaspoons, depending if you're making a double batch. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in there. And I'm going to mix it around. We're going to let this soak for about 15 minutes at room temperature. That way the bread can absorb some of the egg mixture. So we're going to bake it for 40 to 45 minutes at 350. Then we're going to let it cool at room temperature for anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. So I'll see you in a little bit. And as you can see, the bread really got big and absorbed a lot of that. I baked a little bit of bacon to go with the French toast bread pudding. So let's try a piece here. Mine's been cooling for about 30 minutes. Now I'm going to put a little bit of low-calorie syrup on top. This is good. Actually, this is excellent. Excellent. Yes, very, very, very good. I love it. I love it. I would recommend it. You know what? I got 2 more packs of hot dogs somewhere, hot dog buns. Heck, I might make a few more trays, you know? Put them in the freezer. And of course, bacon done in the oven is always good. You have like perfect strips, not all fried up into a little ball. So yes, I could highly recommend this. And the calorie count's not that bad. That size piece I had probably has about 400 calories. Not bad if it's for a meal. These 2 slices of bacon have 120, so 520 for a meal. So thanks for joining me here once again on Dee's Delights, and I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you soon.